I'd like to welcome the three of you, Samara Joy. For this purpose, I'll call you this time Samara Joy McLendon.
Yes.
Who is with us with her father, Antonio McLendon, and grandfather, Pop, as I understand.
I understand, too.
Yes.
Since the other day.
Elder Goldwire McLendon.
Absolutely, sir.
Pleasure to meet you all.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you, Josh.
And welcome to Mother Bethel.
Thank you.
This is quite an extraordinary space
Yes, it is.
with a lot of history. And you all have a lot of history with gospel music in this city as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have a couple of things that I want to surprise you with. Maybe you know some of these.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my word.
Do you remember some of these?
Mercy? Oh, my. Are you going to you're going to give me?
We're going to have to pretend to listen to them. I'll spin them
Pretend. Pretend.
And you see on the back.
When was the last time you saw one of these, son?
Oh, Tony, that's been a long time.
Ruth McLendon. Ruth
Yes,
McLendon.
mercy.
Do you remember this one?
That's not familiar.
No, what about this one?
Oh, my gosh. I remember seeing that.
Oh, Lord.
Do you remember?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my.
Man.
Tell me a little bit about what's flashing back. I know you're thinking about something.
I'm thinking about the arrangement, the gathering, and a lot of them going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome for me to see that. No, that was just Willie.
Who's that?
Willie?
What did he do?
He's a director.
The choir director.
Choir director.
Wow.
My
Willie Phillips.
Willie Phillips.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Phillips.
Okay, let's see if I can find some more.
Oh, my goodness. There you go again. Where are the fellas at?
There's some fellas in there.
Oh,
Somewhere in there.
there's Willie again.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that was over there. Oh, God.
Now, if you look real close, you see a handsome young gentleman up there. There you are.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he still had,
My
still had a
young
little bit of
days.
hair back then. Okay.
That's my beautiful wife.
Yeah, that's mommy.
Mommy, why you have to leave me?
And this is a bigger picture, so you can see. Same
Bigger,
thing.
bigger.
Same, but you can see closer.
Oh, Harold. I'm going to say you know him, but you don't.
No,
you
I
haven't seen him.
There was nowhere around.
Brother Love, he's gone. Dolores, she's gone. Alfonso is gone. And Mommy Ruth is gone. But he's still here, Harold Thompson. Oh, Sister Love. They used to have a rehearsal in her home.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? Yeah.
And, Antonio, when did you start to?
Well, he wasn't even born. Oh, never mind.
I would say around 7, 8 years old. My earliest memories of that the
That's
Savettes
awesome.
existed.
Yeah.
You know?
To bring back memories like that.
I would say around 9 years old, the choir went on a tour like through Chicago and Detroit and some of the other
Yes.
states up there, and they took me and my younger brother with them.
Okay.
Yeah. So I remember
To play in the group, or?
Oh no!
Okay.
I guess because they couldn't find a babysitter.
Okay.
So they.
No babysitters around.
But I remember standing backstage, watching them on stage singing. And a funny story, they were at a place called the Cow Palace. I think that's Detroit. And I'm watching my parents from backstage sing on stage. And for some reason, I wanted my mother. So I took off running to the stage. And Edwin Hawkins grabbed me by my collar like this.
Oh, my
It
goodness.
was like, no, son, you wait here. They'll be back in a minute, you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I was touched by Edwin Hawkins at an early age.
Yeah.
Maybe that helped my musical
Direction.
somehow. This is.
I had an opportunity to see you all perform last year at Ardmore Music Hall. This was before the Grammy Awards for Best New Artist. This was before Best Jazz Album.
Yes, sir.
And I remember thinking, I brought my wife and my daughter, and I was scanning the audience, and there were some African American women there, you know, who were taking their mothers, and they were like, "Oh yes, well I saw her at South, and I'm not going to ever miss this." And then when the family got up and started to sing, I sort of recognized that this was something a lot deeper than what even I had expected it to be.
I see.
When did you recognize that it had that kind of potency, Samara?
Well, I think I recognized it when I recognized it, I guess, the more and more I would ask my dad things about his childhood and about what growing up singing and playing in church was like, because I remember being interested in playing the electric bass and hearing his methods of how he would listen to the radio. You're not supposed to know this, but you'd listen to the radio and learn songs and learn them before it moved on to the next one. Playing in church, pictures. You just saw recently pictures of Nanny, Grandma Ruth, and my Aunt Beverly and Aunt Patsy, and people singing in church. So I think that's when I started to realize that this history and this legacy wasn't just something that was, you know, I thought it was just, the McLendons were known for singing, but it really is so special, and it's even more special to have this kind of thing recorded and documented, you know, so that we can look years later, we can look on and see pictures and remember and look back, and it's like, I don't know if when you were recording, while you all were doing this, you know, you were just doing it to the glory of God. You didn't realize that maybe you were leaving behind a legacy for me, and, you know, being able to carry this on and tell other people about it, you know.
Right.
Now I go all over the world and they're like, "We love your grandfather." In Paris, they're playing, what did they play off of this? I think they played either Beloved or What If He Came Today. Oh, beloved, we are the sons of God.
And it doth now. It doth not yet appear what we shall be.
But we know that when he shall.
Oh, wow.
That's what he did. Appear. But yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm really, really, really so grateful and proud to be a McLendon and
I'm grateful for such a young lady.
and proud that you're still here so we can do it together.
When she was so
We would come over to the house all the time, be like, Samari. And my grandmother, we share a birthday. She was born on November 11th too. So I remember taking trips to your house in West Philly to celebrate both of our birthdays. Yeah, I'm so glad that this time has come for us to all generations of us to be able to share the stage together.
Describe to me a little bit of what it's like singing with all of your family members. I mean, like, what does that feel like?
It's joy that's deep inside that you just love to express.
It is.
Ooh, my goodness.
And I saw that joy when we sang all together at the Apollo Theater. And my uncle, Roni, your youngest son, and him did a duet, and you were standing on the side, and you were just watching with so much pride.
Oh, my God.
Because you remember them with your little babies, you know? Watching your little babies grow up, your sons, you know, singing together, honoring God, honoring you. Yeah. And they got that voice from you, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Ruth had something to do
Yeah,
with
you
it.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
me too, true.
Yeah, Mom
You
did.
She
both
certainly did.
Mom most definitely did.
had a powerhouse, two powerhouses.
My goodness.
Now I understand, did you at one point receive an opera contract and Ruth threw that away?
That look is like, who told you that?
So now wait a minute, I'm not ready to get into all of that. I'm not ready to get into it. If you
Although
don't
I
want,
love opera. Now. Oh my!
okay, all right, warm it up.
No, you said something about somebody's.
Opera contract.
Opera
Contract.
recording contract to make an opera record.
I remember Mom talking about that
Really?
years ago, yeah. And she was like, nope. The church was like, you're not going out in the world and recording nothing. So she ripped it up.
Really now? You know, that's new to me.
Yes.
But you could sing anything. Sunshine
You sure
follows rain.
can,
No,
right.
you sure can. See, look at this. Jokester.
So the music was only for the church.
Yes. Yes.
And you may have learned other musics separately.
Cover your ears.
Very secretively.
Yeah.
I started playing, I was inspired to play bass guitar by
One that
a
stands
gentleman
up.
that played for Andrae Crouch in the 60s.
That's
His name was
right.
Billy Thetford. And when I saw him play, I was like, that's what I want to do. So whenever that following Christmas was, my parents got my brother a drum set and got me a bass guitar. Now, since we weren't allowed, you're holding his ears now. we weren't allowed to listen to secular music. We had a big hi-fi in the living room, and whenever he was working, I would turn on the radio and I would just lay in front of it and try to pick out bass lines. And I started challenging myself to be able to play a whole song before the song went off on the radio. Fast forward, I'm playing in church by the time, this is 10, so by the time I was like 14, I'm actually playing out now. So I didn't know what bass line you should or shouldn't play in church. So they were having a happy time and they're clapping. So this Rick James bass line came to my mind. I said, it sounds like it would work right here. So while they're clapping, I'm da 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 da. So my friend on the drums looked at me and he was like, oh. He was like, you can't play that here.
Absolutely.
Super Freak is not allowed.
It's not allowed
not
in
allowed.
church.
Not allowed. Super what? What now?
When did you, Antonio, recognize in Samara that she had the thing?
You know, it was like maybe 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
Up until that time, it was just what every other kid did in school. You know, you have special Christmas shows or Easter shows, and they all sing together. But it was, I don't know for what cause you had to sing His Eyes on the Sparrow, but you sang that for me one day. I don't know if you were singing it.
Maybe for an audition.
Yeah. And my older brother, Kenneth McLendon, was alive then. And when she sang it for me, I was like, oh, she can sing. So I called Kenny. I was like, yo, Kenny, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. And I was like, sing that for your uncle. And she sang it for him. When I took the phone back, he was like, man, she got it, man. She got it.
Wow. I actually do remember that vaguely, very, very vaguely. Wow.
Yeah.
How have you, Samara, handled singing church music with your family? And then, I mean, Guess Who I Saw Today is not about God.
No.
You know, and singing standards, singing music,
Yeah.
other than.
Well, I think that because my dad and my mom kind of had very diverse backgrounds when it came to listening to music, that trickled down to me and my siblings. We didn't really have any, we didn't really have any restrictions other than like cursing and stuff like that, or songs where they might have been talking about something that was a little dark, you know. We didn't really have many restrictions when it came to listening to music. So I was allowed to listen to George Duke and Layla Hathaway and Luther Vandross and Stevie Wonder, while also listening to contemporary gospel artists. Listen to Andrae Crouch, Ty Tribbett, and it's okay. There's something bubbling up over there. Stirring up on the inside. You're in church, something's stirring up. That's all right.
We can call an organist if you need one.
No, too much.
But yeah, listening to music, I didn't really have, like, I listened to Jill Scott, he had an iPod, I listened to his music, I listened to a lot of different things. And so I'm glad that by the time it came for me, when I was introduced to jazz, I was open to it, you know, because I'd already listened to a lot of music that had a lot of depth and authenticity and things like that. So I was drawn to it, and I wanted to learn more about the style, and I felt like I could communicate the lyrics well, even without maybe personal experience or years in the game, you know. So yeah, I had a very great foundation musically growing up.
Somebody tell me about the Godmobile.
So where is he getting this information?
Where did that come from?
Do you have a picture?
I sent him.
I've seen a picture of the Godmobile.
Should I
You
show it?
did?
Yes, sir.
Do you
I
want to
have
see
seen
it?
a picture of the Godmobile.
I would love to see it myself.
Oh, it's coming. It's
I
coming.
haven't seen it.
I'll direct my source to show it to you.
There you go.
That was a tremendous beginning. It was in front of our house on 30th Street.
Okay.
We began to paint it, write words on it. Our intentions were to go on street corners and minister, or in song and in word.
You see the picture?
That brings back a lot of memories.
Operation Street Corner. Who wrote that?
It had to be my wife. Yeah.
Jesus did his thing, now it's our turn.
I remember watching you put the plywood on the
Oh, you
on the
do?
roof. Yeah.
You put plywood on it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
plywood. Put it
made the
together,
arch.
made an arch. The idea was to be a church on wheels.
Church on wheels.
Wow.
Had the generator in there. You could plug the organ in.
That's right. That's right.
You had a
Oh, you had
generator?
an organ and a generator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the organ was powered wherever they stopped.
That's right.
They had the organ. They had these
Plug it
tall
in,
speakers, PA speakers. So they was lighting the corners
awesome.
up. Yeah. Mm.
How many souls did you save in this vehicle?
Now that's difficult to say. How many? My goodness, I don't know how many. There was quite a few people that gave their lives to the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mother Halpin lived right on the corner.
I remember that.
You remember? Yeah.
What are the first songs that each of you remember singing in the tradition?
Oh, it's real easy for me. I was about 14 years old, and my parents had run a revival in this little town, Port Norris, New Jersey, way out. So I fell in love with this young girl out there. So I started writing songs about her. And one day, my oldest sister, she comes in, and she hears me singing. And she was like, you can sing? And she runs downstairs, Mom, come here, Tony, you can sing. And I was like, oh, he wrote the song about his girlfriend. And my mother came to the door, and she's like, okay, let me hear what you're singing. And I'm scared, because it's not a church song I'm about to sing for her. So I sang the song, and she said, okay, if you can sing a song about a little girl, you can sing about Jesus. So Sunday morning, you and your brother will be singing for Jesus in church on Sunday morning.
You were put to task.
I was put to it. And the first song I ever sung in church was "The Blood" by Andrae Crouch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's quite a song.
Yeah.
Do you remember the?
That Jesus shed for me. Dun, 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 dun. Way back on Calvary. Oh, the blood that will give you strength from day to day, and it will never lose its power. Like bad memories, boy. I haven't sung that in years.
See, look at that.
So yours was "The Blood Will Never Lose Its Power."
Yes.
What's the first song I ever sang in church? I think it was "Oh Happy Day"
Really?
at TOP.
Okay.
I think so. That's the one I can remember. No,
Yeah.
I think it was "You Don't Have to Call" by Usher. But that was at home when I was
You
3
and
years
Zachary
old.
did sing that in church.
Yeah, we did. You have a cassette tape of me when I was like 4 or 3 years
Oh
old
my
or something.
gosh.
Really?
Singing.
4?
I know I
Four
still have
score
it
and
somewhere.
4 years ago.
I have to find that. I used to set up a cassette tape when we were just around the house doing things there, feeding them or just our daily lives, recording, because I wanted to remember their voices. So,
And I was saying, "You don't have to call." But I think my first one in church was "Oh Happy Day."
yeah.
Oh, happy day. That's an old one, too. When I was 16, in Jacksonville, the church I belonged to, the young men got together. We organized a quartet called the Cosmopolitan Gospel Singers.
Okay.
And we went around Jacksonville singing in different areas of Florida, singing and making harmony. I'm telling you, that was really fantastic. Yeah.
That has to be where I get it from.
I was 16 then,
And you went to different churches in Jacksonville.
in different places in Jacksonville.
Wow.
Wow. And when did you move to Philadelphia?
47.
1947. Wow.
Wow.
You took a train?
Yes.
You took a train.
All by my lonesome
Wow. And you've been here ever since.
ever since.
And how did you meet Ruth? How did you meet?
Well, now you're going back.
How did you meet Nanny?
Norris and Van Pelt, Little's Temple. I belonged there. And they were, like Shirley Brown, she was the organist, and the choir was some singing people, would draw people from various churches and pack the church out. And I looked over to the left part of the church, and there was no room for them to sit. And they were lined up against the wall. And I caught the eye of a young lady
Did you now?
standing there enjoying the music. And when we dismissed, I went outside. They were at the
Here we go. Start again.
at the bottom of the stairway. Excuse me. And we started talking. And her girlfriend, Pauline Satchel, was with her. And we walked from Norris and Van Pelt to Columbia Avenue. And we just struck up a conversation. And I declare, she was a well-known sales lady for Mrs. Hannah, a Jewish lady, who had a clothing for children and ladies, you know, outfits. My wife operated the store.
Okay.
So I stopped by there the next day.
Oh.
It just so happened, it was a coincidence.
It's just a coincidence,
Even though they didn't sell menswear.
What were you going in there for, sir?
Shopping.
I went down and leaned on the counter just to look at her and chat with her. And another fellow from her church came and I said, "No, what are you doing here?"
I never heard this part of the story before. Wait, go on.
Anyway, y'all don't want to hear all
Yes,
of it.
of course.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
You was leaning over the counter looking at her.
You
You almost fought somebody.
Who's that?
You almost fought somebody. A fella, the other fella from the church.
I didn't say nothing to him. We became friends because we belonged to the same church.
Oh, okay.
And I began to go there quite often. Those days.
And
Well,
you got
I have a perspective from my mother's side.
okay.
Because I remember one of her
Nanny's side.
girlfriends saying how the moment that my mother saw him, she told her, "I'm gonna marry that man." Wow. So he didn't know he was like a fly coming to the trap. Because she had her mind made up. She's like, "I'm gonna marry him."
You didn't have to do anything.
No.
It was on.
Rice.
You walked right into it.
Walked right into it. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
saying good night was awesome.
Should have danced all night.
Could have danced.
Where did that come
Yo,
from?
where did in the world this all come from?
Can I ask you just to sing something?
Ooh.
That's always the hardest question sometimes.
Right.
Peace.
You want to do it as well, maybe.
I'll do it as well.
Okay.
All right.
When is that okay? When peace.
When peace like a river attended. I don't know if that's too low.
Too low? When
When peace like a river attended my way, and when sorrows like sea billows roll, and whatever my lot thou hast told me to say, it is well, oh, it is well with my soul. Cutting his shoulder, it is well, it is well with my soul, with my soul. Oh, it is well. It is well with my soul. And Lord, haste the day when fate shall beside. The skies be rolled back like a stroll. They tell me that the trumpet, oh, the trumpets will sound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, oh, even so it's well with my soul. It is well. With my soul, with my soul. Oh, it is well. It is well with my soul.
I thought she had gone to sleep. Man.
Do you worry at all that America is losing these traditions? And how can, if so, how can we keep them in front of people?
Oh, God.
Yeah. For me, that's a thought.
Yes.
And a concern that this type of family togetherness and
Yes, that's
unity and belief is being lost.
yes.
And I feel like God has a plan for this family to be a part of showing that it's still here, it's still necessary. It's still as powerful as it ever was in its ability to keep a family together, keep a family strong, you know. The environment you want to raise children in, you know.
Oh, my man.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no star here.
No.
No, it's,
Well,
if we assign a star, we call him the golden one.
The golden one.
Isn't that awesome? At this age?
the golden and the chosen.
You know, I figure his parents had a plan when they named him Goldwire McLendon.
Too much.
Yeah.
My Lord.
I knew when I saw it at Ardmore Hall, I would never see it in a space that small ever again.
No, we're going
Never
bigger.
again.
We're going with the strings. We're going with the symphony. We're going overseas.
What?
See, he
My
met
word.
former President Bill Clinton at the Apollo too. So.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
He said, "My word, sir."
He didn't bring his saxophone, did he?
No, he didn't bring his saxophone. Just like he didn't bring his trombone.
Okay.
Wicked trombone player back
Really?
in the day.
Okay. Like the apostolic trombone players?
Now, as much as we weren't allowed to listen to secular music, when he played trombone, you could have been in any jazz club,
Rhythm and blues,
anywhere.
soul. That's what you was playing.
I mean, I've heard that brass tradition of trombonists,
Yeah.
you know, play that C major, that preacher, they call it a
Just
preacher
like
trombone.
Sweet
don't they?
honey in the rock. Sweet honey in the rock.
Can you
Sweet honey in the rock.
put a lock?
I just can't be quiet. I just can't be quiet.
Handcuffed her, Tony.
Officer, it's her. It's her.
I've got one last question because I can't stop.
We can't either.
Sing it.
What does it mean to live with music?
What does it mean to live with music?
I tell you, as for me, I'm constantly singing by myself. And if I'm doing something, I'm humming a song. Sweeping, mopping, I can't help but strike out a tune. And it's a part of me. So, what can I say?
I can't imagine life without music. I don't even know what that would look like. Yeah.
Not being able to, I mean, and listening to you on those recordings, the Savettes recordings, it just comes out of you so naturally and so elegantly.
My
you know.
word.
It's so blessed, and I feel the same way. And I think that passion and love for music has been passed down not only to me, but to my cousins, all of your grandchildren. You have many.
And
You have many, many grandchildren.
Tommy is really going
Tommy,
to
yeah.
town. Oh my
Tommy,
goodness.
Lovey, everybody.
And Lovey.
Yeah.
Does it ever feel like a responsibility, ever?
No. Only I guess when people maybe ask. Not just you, but like, people are like, do you feel, that you have a torch to carry on or anything like that? I think that the responsibility that we have is to be authentic to our gifts. I was taught that, whatever your purpose in life, make sure that God is at the center of it, so that you can not only edify and build up yourself, but you can do that to build up other people, and so everybody is given a gift. Everybody has a strength unlike anybody else's, and so.
I just want to say, you are amazing.
Oh.
I mean, it's I don't know how to express it. I know I interfered with your thoughts but
carry on.
you are amazing. Good gracious alive. Awesome.
Thank you.
And you inspire. Goldwire.
Inspire, go. He's rapping now? You going into hip hop? What's going on now? You inspire. Goldwire. Inspire.
He never tired.
He never tired. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Papa.
I want to thank you, Elder Goldwire McLendon.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you, Antonio McLendon.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you, Samara Joy McLendon.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you
Josh.
for participating.
I want to thank you for inviting us for such a moment. I think it's just the beginning of a tremendous success. Fantastic. So I don't know what's in plan for the future.
Set me free, yeah.